Hi, magandang araw sa inyong lahat. Thank you for listening in again. Today's session of FASTConversation, we are talking with Isa Lee. Isa is completing her master's degree in development studies at the University of Melbourne. Hi, Isa.
Hi.
Magandang araw and thank you for accepting our invitation to have a quick chat about life as a working student applying for jobs here in Victoria. So let's dive in.
Sure. Yep.
My first question is, where do you work right now?
So right now I have two casual jobs. So one is called it's a media company. And the second one, it's more of like a recruitment portal where I can apply for casual jobs. Which is called Sidekicker. And then just recently, I just a few weeks ago I started doing some volunteer work at an NGO.
Great. Can you tell us how your the first one that you mentioned, how did you find and apply to this role?
So the first, so for my paid casual jobs,
Mm-hmm.
I actually got those two from a friend. So he referred me, and then yeah, from there, the usual application process where I submitted my CV and then I was called in for an interview
You mentioned
for the two.
sidekicker.
Yeah,
Tell us a little bit about
sidekick.
that.
Yeah, so basically it's an online recruitment portal for all casual jobs here in most casual jobs here in Melbourne. So meaning if a company chooses to post
Mm-hmm.
a casual vacancy need, they post it through this recruitment portal, and then people can apply
So
through that.
you have to register as a member of Sidekicker. Is it
That's
free?
Yeah, it's free. So that's right. You have to be a member, meaning Sidekicker as a company, they will still interview us. So it's
Mm-hmm.
not anyone who can just apply online
Right.
through this recruitment portal. We still have to go through, and I still had to go through a normal, regular recruitment process. So yeah.
Okay, so you applied to Sidekicker, you created a profile, you got interviewed, and then every time there's a posting for casual work in Melbourne, you still have to apply for it internally
Yes.
to Sidekicker. Okay.
That's right. So it's like my interview process for Sidekicker. It's more of to get into that recruitment portal, but that doesn't guarantee me a job necessarily. So I still have to apply through the company who posted an ad through Sidekicker.
Okay.
So
So
yeah, and
when
the yeah.
when you apply to the company, you go through the same process of you send your application, you get interviews, la la la. La.
Uh yeah, so for the recruitment, the interview is with Sidekicker, but for when an ad opens up and or when an ad comes up, we just need to click like submit application, because
Mhm.
our profiles are already there inside Sidekicker. So these companies can already view our CVs. So they will no longer interview us. There's no face-to-face interaction. They will base it on the CVs that we posted through Sidekicker. So we have our profiles there, and we're actually also scored. So maybe they
Mm.
will get someone who has a high rating or a high score
Mhm.
through the portal.
Mhm.
Um, what are other factors that they check? Yeah.
And with Sidekicker, can you tell us, because you mentioned it's all casual work, what kind of
Yeah.
work are we talking about here?
Right.
What are the ones
Yeah.
that you've gotten accepted to?
Yeah. So the good thing about Sidekicker is uh, they connect, or they give you jobs. They place it in your profile that are related to your experience. So for example, when they interviewed me, I mentioned mostly events experience or
Mm-hmm.
human resource experience. So the jobs that come up in my portal are related to events. So for a friend of mine who's in Sidekicker, her experience is more of banquet and hospitality jobs. So that's what comes out of her portal as well. So it's kind of catered to, or dependent on your profile or and your CV.
Okay. So the
Yeah.
casual jobs are they more regular or one time casual, or it varies?
Uh, it varies. So yeah, so it really depends. So the two jobs that I have um, are dependent on shifts.
Mm-hmm.
So for this one, for Sidekicker, it's dependent on one, if I want to apply for that
Mm-hmm.
role,
Mm-hmm.
and second, if they get me. So if they don't get me, then I won't have that casual job or
Mm-hmm.
that yeah what they posted. So it really varies, and it
Mm-hmm.
also another thing just to add, it also depends on the company how long they need you.
Mm-hmm.
So for example, some I've had jobs as short as 3 hours, just doing some admin work, or I've had jobs like for 4 days for a big event or a big festival. So yeah, it really varies depending on
The
what the company
other
needs.
the other job that you have, the one referred to you by your friend, what kind of work is
Yeah,
that?
hello.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
so
the other,
the
yeah.
other job, yeah, the other job that I have, it's for a media company. So basically, what they do is they promote certain brands um, that hired them to do some media and marketing work. So for my role, it's more of activations. So external activations, meaning I go out of the office and promote the product. So promotion meaning it can be in store campaigns, like if it's a food brand, then I stay near supermarkets and give
Mm-hmm.
some free items, yeah, to
Mm-hmm.
promote the brand. Um, what else? Sometimes also can also be near, like for example, universities,
Mm-hmm.
or yeah, so basically everything external,
Okay.
universities, metro stations, etc.
Right.
So yeah.
And that one is ongoing but casual. So whenever they need you, they give you a call and see if you're available.
That's right. Yeah. So this second job that I have is um a bit more stable,
Mm-hmm.
if that's the right word. Yeah. So of course, since they have clients all the time, so this time it's the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
I give my availability, and then they contact me if they
Mm.
need someone for that um period. So yeah, like yeah. Mhm.
For the sidekicker job, because I know that the you mentioned that the other job,
Mhm.
you were referred by a friend, but
Yeah,
the other one, the
for both.
sidekicker, oh, both.
For
uh,
both, yeah, same
okay.
person referred me.
How long was it before you landed your first job?
Uh,
Like
around
after you started applying for job, because obviously you didn't
yeah,
get here and then started applying for jobs, right?
yeah, yeah. I think it was around a month. So I applied like around August, and
Mm-hmm.
then I was called for an interview in within that month as well. So in a month's time.
Wow,
Yep.
that's really
Yeah,
quick.
yeah.
Um,
I'm guessing for the first one, like for the media company that I mentioned,
mm-hmm,
because the person asked me, "Did someone refer you?" So
mm-hmm,
I think it helped. It was a
mm-hmm,
factor as well in getting that interview for that other
mm-hmm.
company.
Right.
Yeah.
Because in
Yeah.
from personal experience and from what other friends tell me, it takes months.
Uh-huh.
Mine was probably was I started applying for about 6 months before I
Uh,
actually landed a job, and so I was getting used
yeah.
to getting turned down. Um,
Oh, yeah, but now that you mentioned that one, so for these two jobs that my friend referred, luckily I got an interview fast. But
mhm,
prior to this, I've also tried applying like without the referral. I
mhm,
tried applying also on my own.
mhm,
When I arrived in Melbourne last
mhm,
June, July.
mhm.
Yeah. So unfortunately, I couldn't get a get an interview. So
Mm,
that's also, so if you're asking about these two jobs, I was able to get one, but prior to this, I've also tried and didn't get
mm,
interviewed as well.
right.
Yeah.
Um, So I guess my last question will be if you can offer three tips for
Mhm.
students who want to find employment while they're
Yeah.
studying.
Okay. While they're studying, so for the first one, probably would be more, or can it also be related to, like, if more of finding employment,
Yes,
students
yes,
finding employment? Yeah.
yes,
So
yes.
the first one would be the CV. That's the
Mm-hmm,
first thing that I thought of, because it's the first thing that employers will look at,
mm-hmm,
since they don't know you yet. Whatever
mm-hmm,
you write there, they will rely on that
mm-hmm,
for you to be able to land a job. And I think in
mm-hmm.
most universities they have a lot of um,
Yes.
preparations for
Mm-hmm,
students. I see in my uni, I see a lot of career fairs, and then there's also people you can talk to, like career counselors or academic
correct.
counselors, help you with with your CV. So
Mm-hmm,
I actually also did that. So I
mm-hmm,
dropped by our uni to ask help.
mm-hmm.
And yeah,
Yes,
the
top
person
one.
helped me fix up my, yes, step one. So the person helped me fix my CV, and
Mm-hmm,
which really helped. And so that's the first. The second one would probably be to maximize the opportunities that they currently have at their
mm-hmm,
universities, like whatever volunteer work or any leadership positions that they can
mm-hmm.
get, or just being active in an organization will really help
Yeah.
in connection to number one, like in order
Mm-hmm,
for their CV to stand out, because there are hundreds, there are thousands of people applying. So your CV needs to stand out in a way. So whatever opportunities in the uni will help. And yeah, at the same time, it can probably give them connections with all the, if they're active at uni or other, even outside activities outside uni.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And another, do you have a last one?
Yes.
Another tip?
Yeah, just to connect this, to finish the second one, I mentioned the volunteer work
Mm-hmm.
that I did. So I think it will help also. Like, for example, I don't have experience yet in human resource in
Mm-hmm.
Australia, but
Mm-hmm.
that's the field that I want to go into.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided to, since I couldn't get
Paid.
uh, any paid, yeah, work
Yes.
in human resource, then I decided to volunteer first for an organization doing human resource work, so
Mm-hmm.
it might help. So that's in connection to number two. And third, to make it short, just keep sending resumes, and don't give up if you didn't get the first one or the second one.
The
There are a
30th
lot of
one.
opportunities there. Yes, 30th one. So I've had a friend who told me she had so many. Actually, the 30 is not is it's actually not a joke. She really applied to so many, and
Yeah.
finally she landed one. So
Yeah.
yes, keep
I used to
sending.
apply.
Yeah.
My goal then was to send out 20 applications a week. I kid you not.
Yeah,
It
yeah, that's
was
true.
that.
Yeah, yeah,
And I just want to, I guess, to add on to your comment about volunteer work, because
yeah,
in Australia, one of the big hurdle for international student is the lack of domestic
Exactly.
Experience, so local
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like a chicken and egg issue, because how
Mm-hmm.
will you have local experience if no one first
You
hires
know,
you?
yeah.
But a lot of career advisors would tell you to,
Mm-hmm.
what you mentioned, to gain domestic experience through volunteer work, because those
Yeah.
are considered experience, and those
Exactly.
can help in your CV.
Yeah, that's true. So
All right.
yeah.
So anything else you want to add, or
I think that's it.
that's it? All right. Thank you so much, Isa, for sharing with
Thank
us
you
your
as
experience
well.
and your time. Enjoy the rest of your semester. You still have one semester to go, correct?
Yeah, one semester left, and yeah, hope it helps future students for their employment opportunities. Thank
Great.
you.
So that's it for today, folks. Tune in again in the next Fast Conversation, where we will discuss issues that are relevant to students, Filipino students in Victoria. Bye.
Bye.